What's up, everybody? It's your boy Stu Pinions here with another opinion for your head top, and I don't even know if I can really call this one an opinion. I wanted to sit here and talk about this new Nick Cannon and Eminem beef. So, and again, I want to let that resonate. We're gonna talk about Nick Cannon and Eminem. Now, I don't understand why this beef is still going on. I've done some research on it, and apparently Nick Cannon has still been talking about Eminem, and he talked about him on Vlad's couch, because no, Vlad's couch has never started anything, let me tell you that. But Eminem took offense to it and decided that doing a single on Fat Joe's project, doing a song on Fat Joe's project, would be the way to go about expressing those feelings. And Fat Joe, obviously, he's saying stay out of it. I'm sure that he's thrilled with knowing that, hey, his project is getting some light because of this, because at the end of the day, if you got Eminem dissing somebody on your record, it's just shooting up the streams like some rainbow trout or whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, it's very interesting. So, obviously, Eminem drops a diss against Nick Cannon on the Fat Joe record, and Nick Cannon fires back. He gets his whole Wild 'N Out squad, bunch of battle rappers, which again reminds me that most battle rappers cannot make songs, because you would expect that if you have somebody on the record like Hitman Holler or somebody who's in the battle rap arena, that they would go ahead and unleash scathing venom Eminem's way, but we never got that. Like, it just never happened. Like, I don't know. And then Nick Cannon spit some stuff where he's talking about, you know, Eminem's limo driver, got videos of him doing stuff. And look, at the end of the day, this beef is cute. I can't believe in 2019 we're talking about Eminem versus Nick Cannon. I couldn't believe it the first time it happened, because I'm like, all of this is over Mariah Carey. And let me tell you, my biggest problem with Eminem, and for those, I'm actually from Detroit, Michigan, so I'm a huge Eminem fan. My biggest issue with Eminem is Eminem picks and chooses who he wants to battle at what time. Like, why are you battling Nick Cannon? Like, Lord Jamar just went on a whole entire Vlad press run against you using the culture, and you responded to it in a tweet, and that was it. And this guy's been slandering your name for years. But the moment Nick Cannon jumps out, listen, man, I told my boy Sky High Reed, co-host of the Culture Academy podcast, be sure to take a listen to that. We coming back. I told my co-host Sky High Reed, I was texting back and forth, and I told him they are treating Nick Cannon like Thanos out here. Because now Joyner Lucas is throwing names out there. Before you get to M, you got to get through Logic, Big Sean, Royce the 5'9". Man, y'all acting like Nick Cannon is the greatest rapper of all time. You all are putting them up here. The way they making the scene right now, it's like Jay-Z dissed Eminem. Like, this was takeover, whatever, number whatever, dissing Eminem, and everybody got to come out for this. Like, Joyner Lucas, like Royce the 5'9", Big Sean, Logic. Like, look at all of these lyrical geniuses that he's bringing up for Nick Cannon. You need to bring out Royce the 5'9" for Nick Cannon. You need to bring out Big Sean, Joyner Lucas for Nick Cannon. This is who we're going to bring him out for? Nick Cannon. Once again, Mr. Nickelodeon himself, Mr. Gigolo, Nick Cannon. Like, the way they're talking, it makes me think like this guy, Nick Cannon, just dropped lethal bars and lethal venomous bars against Eminem, and you got to bring out all the big guns. The Wild 'N Out battle rappers, I mean, listen, y'all got to do what you got to do to keep a job, right? Your boss wants you to jump on the record. You jump on the record. You think it's good publicity. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to come harder than that. If you're facing Eminem. But this goes with what I'm saying. Like, Eminem picks and chooses his battles. Like, there's been so many times throughout history that reputable rappers have come out against Eminem, and he doesn't battle them. Like, he's battled a few, don't get me wrong, but some of his notable battles, Benzino, Nick Cannon, like, these aren't the people that should be up there with the caliber of Eminem. But once again, we're talking about Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon, Wild 'N Out. So, again, the diss record, I mean, we're going to see where all this stuff goes, but again, it's Nick Cannon. Like, I'm surprised that people are investing so much energy in this. 50 Cent got involved with the action, talking about, I don't know why people would test Eminem's pen, and then Nick Cannon responded to 50 Cent with a picture of Sam Jackson from Django Chain. It's like, there's so many big, I just want to know, when did Nick Cannon start getting so popping? Like, I didn't know Wild 'N Out was that big, and I found out recently that it still is that big. Like, I thought it reached its peak popularity, mid 2000s. I did not think it got that much ratings, but apparently it does. So maybe he's using this as a platform, and people are giving him attention because of it. Like, we're giving attention to Nick Cannon. Think about this. Nick Cannon? Mr. Nickelodeon himself? Now, I'm not disrespecting Nick Cannon. Let me take that back. I am disrespecting Nick Cannon. I appreciate what Nick Cannon's done for the culture. He has a podcast where it's not my cup of tea. He interrupts his guests too much. Like, I get it. But Nick Cannon's still out here. He's still making moves. He's doing a lot for this community. I understand that. But musically, we're talking about Nick Cannon. Was anybody really sitting there after this beef, after Eminem dropped this diss track, were you sitting there just hoping, like, man, I hope Nick Cannon gets him those gigolo bars, That's the Nick Cannon we want back. Like, Eminem fans are wishing for, like, the Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers, Slim Shady back. Nick fans are like, oh, man, let me give him a Juggalo Nick. The Juggalo Nick's going to come out here and body it. Like I told Ree, I said, they're over here treating Nick Cannon like Thanos. And Joyner Lucas is talking about bringing Royce to 5'9", Big Sean, Logic, Eminem, all these people together like the Avengers. For Nick Cannon. I don't know. So I'm interested to see where this beef ends up taking us. I mean, let me know what you all think. Like, what are your thoughts on the beef? Because at the end of the day, if you think about the people he named, and I'm missing names. And again, I'm actually missing names here. I'll actually put the names that he brought up on the screen here, but some of the names that Joyner Lucas was talking about in this situation was Lloyd Banks. Like, where did Lloyd Banks come from? Lloyd Banks, Crooked I, J. Cole, Kendrick, Logic, Tech Nine, Big Sean, and King Los. And again, this is for Nick Cannon. Crooked I for Nick Cannon. King Los. Benny had an interview with Sway where he's saying that he may jump in if Eminem needs him. Now you're talking about Griselda. Nick Cannon is Thanos. That's it. That's all I got. Nick Cannon is Thanos. And somehow he's found the Infinity Stones. He got the Infinity Gauntlet. He got the stones. He's ready to just snap of his finger, just take people out, take these rappers out one by one at a time. He's going to drop Gigolo the remix. People are just going to die. Hip-hop is done. The community is saved because Thanos, Nick Cananos, I can't even say his name, is doing this for the greater good. He's doing this for everybody. He's out here because if they have to get Lloyd Banks, Big Sean, J. Cole, Kendrick, all of these people involved in the beef for Nick Cannon might be the GOAT, man. Nick Cannon might be the GOAT. He might be the best rapper ever who barely rapped. Like, he might be the greatest rapper of all time. Move over Tupac, Big L, Big Pun, Jay-Z, move over all these people. Because at the end of the day, if Nick Cannon is getting this much of a response, Nick might be the GOAT, man. So Nick Cannon is Thanos. That's where I'm at with it. But again, that's just a stupid opinion about the whole thing. So at the end of the day, if y'all don't agree with that, let me know your thoughts. And again, this is a new channel. Go ahead and hit subscribe. Like the post, share it with your friends, comment. That's the best way to get the engagement up. But again, let me know what you think. Is Nick Cannon Thanos? Like, is he out here really with the Gigolo gauntlet and just snapping his finger away? Or do we feel like there's another reason behind this? Because like I said, there's so many people Eminem could go at. And to go at Nick Cannon, even in the first place, I thought it was silly over Mariah Carey to go at Nick Cannon. And then you're going to go ahead and do this as well for just the comments that he made in an interview. I wish both of them would just stop this, man. I wish Eminem would come out with another album, maybe another Kamikaze, which again, I thought was overrated. Just be on the record here for saying it. It was good for a bit because it was surprising, but doesn't really have much replay value, but that's neither here nor there. So again, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you're feeling Nick Thanos. Is he the GOAT? Is he the greatest of all time? If not, he's not the greatest of all time, is Eminem the greatest of all time? And just let me know what your thoughts are. This is Stupinions, out with another stupid opinion. Peace, much love to you, and peace to the GOAT, Nick Cannon.